Totally disregard the sound of dishes in the background. It's really not happening. So, real quick, we wanted to talk about Deadpool. So
Follow up from our
yeah. So we just got done recording real quick reviews about, well, not real quick, but reviewing Solo. We just saw that tonight, and it's been exactly 1 week since we saw Deadpool, which was last Thursday. And so we were talking about the budget. It was 110 million. So far, the movie has made 363.9 million as of what people are reporting on the screen. You can't read on Wikipedia. That's interesting. So I had predicted that the movie's going to break $1 billion. And
yeah, and my general thought was like it's going to be
it's 1/3 of the way there in 1 week.
Yeah, I really was starting to think of like the international market, but
This is worldwide.
oh, this is worldwide.
Okay.
This is not just the States.
This is not domestic.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
does it
yeah.
actually have like what countries it's...
No, not here. Sometimes
Not here?
it will say the opening weekend. I didn't keep track of it, but the opening weekend money made its budget back. Like it well, because like I think it was like when I checked it the next day, I think they'd already made more than 26 million.
Are you
from
talking about
Thursday.
the so the Thursday,
Deadpool.
Friday?
I think Thursday made like 26 million. I don't remember. I'm just off the top of my head. It doesn't really say here. But basically what we have is, in 1 week, it made $363.9 million.
Wow.
And that's really interesting. Infinity War. Let's look up Infinity War, because it's been about 3 weeks since we did Infinity War.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, well, no, Infinity War was 3 weeks after Deadpool, so it's been 4 weeks. Infinity War, right? So Infinity War is, here we go. So Infinity War in 1 month since okay, so the budget is being reported as 316 to 400 million, right? Mostly because they just don't know, like, some of that's marketing budget, so it gets a little vague.
Yeah.
$1.843 billion in 1 month.
Wow.
And it's still in theaters. It's nowhere close to the end of its run.
Yeah.
So I think that this movie is probably going to break $2 billion with no problem. And Black Panther, which is still in theaters to this day, it just hit the second run like about a week ago. I remember because my landlady Laura went to see that a couple days ago. Ooh, that was not it.
Nothing like Wikipedia and getting actual Black Panthers, not Black Panthers.
That's been Black Panther film. Well, I could have got a militant group instead.
Right.
Okay,
kitty
so
cats.
yeah, so Black Panther right now is 1.344 billion. So it's definitely not gonna, but that's for a solo film. That's serious money.
Yeah, and I imagine that part of it is, I would presume that some of the individuals that are watching that film is because of Infinity War. Because I mean, like seeing like
people think you have to actually.
Yeah, and for me, like when I saw it, because when I saw Infinity War, I actually saw like a week prior to that, I actually saw Black Panther.
Right. Well,
and it was.
Yeah, well, because we were talking about going to see Infinity War, and you had not seen Black Panther. Jake and Jeff, who were in our game, if you're listening to those videos, whenever they come out. So Jeff and Jake had not seen Black Panther. So Jake, I'd mentioned to Jake you hadn't seen it, so that's why you guys hooked up. And then
no, we didn't see Black Panther together.
Oh, what did we see? Spider-Man?
We saw something else. Anyway,
well, whatever the case. Like,
matter.
yeah, Jake needed to see Black Panther. Jeff needed to see Black Panther, and these guys were like, "Oh my God, we have to see these movies before Infinity War comes out." And Jake hadn't seen Spider-Man, and I happen to have the DVD, so I loaned it to him. But it's like they were like, "Oh, we have to see these things," and I think that there's something to what you're saying, but at the same time, everybody in the world is like, "Oh, Black Panther is an important movie. We have to see this movie." Like it's probably the biggest movie in Africa, like right now. I mean, I'm sure it's still on first run in Africa.
Yeah, I have to say it's like I am definitely glad that I did see it. Because, like, within Infinity, when, like, part of the film has some aspects that do call back to that film as much
Yeah.
as they do callbacks to various other stuff.
I-
Not to get into any spoilers.
Yeah, and we're not trying
that's
to get into a
what
long
this is.
conversation here. This is mostly just a follow-up. But
Right.
I think that you could have skipped a Black Panther if you had seen Captain America: Civil War, and then
No, and I
you
get
know,
that, and it's like for me, it's like I definitely have to say it's like I enjoyed Infinity a lot more because I did see Black Panther,
Yeah.
and I did see all the various other films, and there was like some where it's like, I would have probably rather have like skipped them, but it's like
I can't skip any of them. I'm just totally hooked. But I'll say this though, in a week we're gonna do this again, and I'm really curious to see.
kind of like the
Well,
follow through,
well,
the progression, the
I don't know that Infinity War will have broken 2 billion in a week. I think by the end of, because the movie is probably going to be in theaters for at least 3 months. I think by the time that third month they'll definitely have done it, because this is the point where they're going, oh, we now have our premiere in this in Timbuktu. But Deadpool, I want to see how Deadpool's doing in another week, because 363.9 million in 1 week is astounding.
yeah.
And will it keep the intensity? Because
And it
For
kind of
the-
definitely makes me wonder of like, is this the level of fans that, love comics, or is this movie individuals? Is this people that, what are you getting out of it? Are these people like, how many individuals saw it multiple times? Because I do know that there are people that really do enjoy like going to movies several times out of a week practically.
yeah, well, the thing is if a movie's going to make that kind of money, it's not going to make it off of comic book fans. And I don't really like the idea of a comic book film. I don't see it as a comic book movie. I see it as a superhero movie, and I think that's actually what it is. It's not a comic book because it's a superhero movie. But
Right.
in order for the movie to make the kind of money that they really need it to make, it.
Well, is that level of
It needs to appeal to across the demographics.
right? Well, I mean, it's that kind of level of like when writing a script. There's a difference of being a YouTuber trying to write a comic book script,
Yeah.
or being a comic book artist that writes a movie script.
Yeah.
There's obviously certain things that change within the format. And, trying to do like a novel or some other type of adaptation really does change. And I mean, it's like, I'm speaking to the choir here with you, but like, internet peoples, talking to various people, it's like, there's that level where you need that love letter to the people that actually supported you, that gave you that opportunity to make it into a movie, but at the same time, take the aspects that are really good and, do an adaptation. Like for me, I felt like Civil War was much better as a movie. Like, I loathed, to a certain regard, the original comic book run. And I
you
really
couldn't have
just
done that.
Well, you could have, but I don't think it would have been a commercial success. It would have, my opinion at least, it would have disassociated people with the franchise.
Well,
and it would have alienated people.
The problem with the plot from the comic book. Now we're on the whole other thing.
Is so much for staying on topic.
Well, the problem. Okay, so in comic books there are no consequences because within 5 years, everything was fine, and everything, all the plot development for Civil War is totally undone. In fact, some of the major plot results was completely gone within 2 years. And
I do get that.
If the same events had happened in the movie or similar events, but the same basic outcome, well, one, you could not have done that with one film, and two, it would have completely destroyed the MCU. Like, they could not have done that story.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to kind of shift gears a second. Hey, Laura, do you have a second? Yeah. We are recording a video that's going to go on YouTube, and I would like. So we are big comic book people, right?
You are what?
We are big comic book fans and sci-fi people, right? Here, come on in, Laura. So
hello, internet people. This is Laura.
Laura. Now, Laura is a completely different perspective than what we were than us. And you just saw Black Panther a couple days ago, right?
Yep.
What did you think of Black Panther?
Well, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I liked all the color, and I liked the idea of hiding in plain sight,
Yeah, wasn't that interesting?
and how everybody thought that Wakanda was a third world country.
And in fact, it was the
And
exact
actually
opposite.
they're
We're a
more-
third world compared to them. Yeah.
And I really liked the idea of the 5 clans,
Mhm.
the mountain clans.
Oh yeah.
And the combat.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, it was interesting because that character who was the leader, the chieftain of the gorilla clan.
Of the mountain clan.
Yeah, he was actually a character called the Man-Ape from the comic books, like supervillain who was trying to defeat the Black Panther. And the way they handled his character, like in the comic books, he's dressed as in an ape costume, and it would have been totally horrible to do that in the movie. And what they did in the film was just treating him like a person, not a supervillain, and how it all just turned out, where he got to be an ally of the Black Panther and got to join the council and all that stuff. I thought that was wonderful.
Well, I think that goes into because I didn't know about the comic book version,
Okay.
but going
I didn't
into
either.
Yeah.
yeah, but going into that statement of you need to obviously have that love letter of for the people that are the fans, the Easter eggs, all that lore and information, but translating it into a film that comic book individuals that read a bunch of comic books can enjoy as much as somebody that doesn't read comic books can actually enjoy too.
So
because
this,
it shows that it's actually
this is the character from the comics.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
don't show that.
I'm totally going to show it.
No. Burn Wikipedia.
It's a little hard to see, but I turned literally a gorilla costume. Yeah, it's can I get it to work?
No.
Well, yeah, there we go. See, it's literally a gorilla costume.
No, the video doesn't want to show it.
I like the idea that they had spies that went out into all the different cultures, so that they were constantly aware of,
yeah,
what was going on in the world.
Yeah. We definitely had to step up. Though it was a little rather disturbing how willing people were, just like, oh, this guy's involved and he's in charge. He's a warmonger. Okay, well, screw our traditions. We're going to go with him now. And I mean, it really is interesting how loyalty to the country, loyalty to the throne, and they're like, oh, well, this is our king. We're going to do what he says. And personal morality and integrity and right and wrong didn't really play into it that much. And I thought that was really interesting.
Well, I thought that it did, because like the woman that he wanted to be his queen, she was more interested in helping the people of the world.
Oh, totally. And but I mean, like, the number of people, like, it created a civil war scenario ultimately. But like the people that were, there were not enough people that were brave enough to speak up when things were going really bad.
Well, one of the things I thought was really interesting was that flower patch.
The heart-shaped herb.
Yeah, so that when you could go into the other world and see your ancestors and talk to them. Yeah. And that the bad guy, that took over as king, that challenged.
The what the hell they call it? Well, Killmonger, but I mean, there was another name for the Golden Jaguar.
When they gave him that flower, he did not go to where the Panthers were.
No, he saw his dad.
He saw his dad, and where was he? He was in his flop house.
Well, it was also interesting where his father seemed very apologetic and didn't want his son to go down the course that he was, and his son's like, no, we're doing this, and like the son was so far gone and so committed to his course of action, he didn't care. Like, it didn't matter that he had this wonderful transformative spiritual experience. It was like, he took it as verification that he was right, when that's not what it should have been. And
we are getting near the 15-minute mark, so we've been trying to do these as 15 minute.
Okay.
And thank you very much.
You're
Definitely
welcome.
appreciate.
Thank you, Laura. Yeah.
So this was Laura.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And besides it, I'm old. I'm 71, so I'm really old. I'm
Nobody
really
would believe you're.
That genre.
Yeah, nobody will believe you're 71, Laura.
Well, so now that we've done a spoiler version of Black Panther,
so
not intended.
Well, whatever.
Our initial part was just doing a review on how these movies are going, how they're basically.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how the money shapes up. I mean, I think we've seen about as much money as Black Panther's really going to make, because it's in the second run theaters now. At this point, the ticket sales probably aren't even going to tick on the meter. The real money now is like DVD sales, which I just picked up the DVD. Right. There's going to be merchandise, and then I'm sure it's making billions of dollars in merchandise, which we never find out how much money that is.
Right, and it's always interesting because like that, the additional markets of like merch and whatever format, be it DVDs, be it Blu-rays,
comics,
be it digital downloads of videos, seeing it on Netflix or Amazon Prime, blah blah blah, whatever, doesn't equate into like a lot of those numbers. Yeah, and it's always interesting because it's like, what I've always thought was interesting is like how these movies can make their money back. But it's it's the initial sales when it's there in theaters.
Yeah, well, it has to succeed in theaters for there to be a sequel.
And I get it, but it's like a lot of times where it's like, oh, this was a commercial flop or whatever.
I don't think the investors get the DVD money, but there's been a lot of movies that failed in theaters and they made their money back 10 times over in on VHS and DVD and all these things. Anyways, we need to wrap up. So this is our video. Certainly we're going to be back, hopefully with a shorter video this next time.
With probably no spoilers about various
I don't know. We'll see. It depends if Laura's doing dishes when that time comes. So so if you like our video, please share it, like it, subscribe, click the little bell, so you can get notifications when we put stuff out. Check us out at conwaytheseries.com. We make comic books every week that you can check out, and we're actually getting ready to release the print copy of issue 3 of Cyber Symbiosis, and check us out on Patreon. The link's at the bottom of the page there. So, see you in the next video.
Enjoy.